Hey, what's up, guys? Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. Okay, so Grizzlor, that ferocious furball of fear, goes up on sale exclusively on the Mattel Creations website on September the 9th. This coming Friday, that's right, the 9th of September at 9 a.m. And also, in a twist, there's also a made-to-order period happening the day after from September the 10th all the way to September the 11th for about 48 hours. Anybody that missed out on the sale period can apparently go into the site at that time and make an order for a made-to-order figure. Now, this is something pretty revolutionary. A lot of fans were actually speculating, why can't Mattel actually go down this route? Something like what Mondo was doing as well. Mondo just recently did it for a whole slew of figures, so why can't Mattel explore the same route as well? Apparently, they were listening. Okay, now I like to think that the content that's happening here on this channel and so many other channels out there, in fact for that matter, does play a part. Okay, Mattel obviously is listening to the fans even on YouTube. Like I mentioned several times in the past as well, I know for a fact that Mattel watches this channel. All right, and obviously they're also listening to the fan commentary and comments and feedback and whatever, so just keep it up. All right, good on them for actually going down this route. This is something totally surprising. And also, in conjunction with this incoming MOTU Origins style, the Grizzlor figure, they've loaded up the Mattel Creations website with a ton of new photos, descriptions, write-ups, captions, whatnot. So we're going to check them all out. I just think it's fantastic that we finally get a chance to actually own this Grizzlor figure because he's been circulating out there. The mold has been out there since last year's exclusive Hot 4-pack from PowerCon. But that was the dark Grizzlor version. So even if you did get that version, your collection still will be complete until you got this regular, normal Grizzlor figure. So yeah, the hunt begins again. Okay, says here, Furry Fury. I like this writing theme, I can tell you that, alright? Now, okay, whether terrorizing the denizens of Eternia or fighting She-Ra on Eteria, fan favorite Grizzlor brings the fur and the fear. Introduced as a member of the Evil Horde in 1985, we're excited to give the fans another opportunity to land this awesome collector's item outside of the Horde 4-pack. That's right. He's still going to be a collector's item exclusive. Like I mentioned in the last video where we talked about this, one of the speculations as to why he's only being sold through Mattel Creations is the fact that the fur on his body, that's got to cost something, right? And there's no way that people want to put in all that extra tooling and just have this thing languishing out there, right, on the shelves, okay, because that's what probably happens when these figures actually end up at retail, okay. But this way, through Mattel Creations, everybody that actually wants to own the figure will turn up, hopefully. Anyway, this thing costs $18. It seems like, whoa, an exclusive going at $18 and not $100 like eBay says it's supposed to be is amazing. All right, so yeah, okay, he's coming in. All right, let's show up for this figure. Okay, it goes on to say here, rare hair. That's a good one. Okay, this tribute to the vintage lighter color fur comes with Grizzlor's signature crossbow, battle axe, and red hot chest plate. Yeah, but what about the comic book? This thing is also supposed to come with a comic book, like an exclusive one, right? I think there was like an image of it teased during the Mattel Comic-Con booth, but we didn't really get any details on it, what the title of the book could be. But yeah, it's supposed to be coming with a new comic book, right? So I can't wait for that one. More for the fans, it says here, in case you missed the limited edition release, we're giving you a second chance. On Saturday, we'll launch a made-to-order version of the same item with no purchase limits. Okay, so like the initial sale that's happening on the 9th, apparently you're limited to like 3 units per customer, but on the made-to-order version, there's no purchase limits. Wow, what does that mean? Okay, let's talk about it in a bit. Okay, so for the sale period that's happening on the 9th, they probably already have a batch of these figures that are produced and ready to go out to the consumer. So once all the orders come in, everything's been locked in, whatever procedures they got to put into place are set, and these figures should be ready to go out. I suppose, if you calculate like the amount of time it took for like maybe something like Coldar, all right, maybe about 3 months between the time that the orders went in to the time they actually started going out to the consumer. So yeah, maybe those people that actually managed to lock in the orders and get the orders confirmed on the sale for the 9th probably can expect to get this figure in hand maybe 3 months down the road, maybe by Christmas. What do you guys think? Now, they've set the limit at about 3 units per consumer. I think that's pretty much the norm for most of the exclusives that have gone up before this. I think there was that one time when it was 5 units, okay? Was that for Coldar? I think it was 5 units per consumer, right? But either way, they have to make sure that this thing actually sells out, okay, because the stocks have already been produced. It can't be a situation where, they don't want a situation where it's languishing. They don't even want it languishing at the stores, okay? That's why it's an exclusive. So it has to sell out. But then we get to the situation where we have the made to order period. Now that's something that I'm very interested in because it's not something that I've actually ever seen executed at Mattel for commercial figures like these, all right, for figures that are, well, they're exclusives, but at the same time, they're part of a normal commercial line. So I'm not actually seeing something like this being executed before. And obviously for this one, well, it says here that there's no purchase limit, okay? So within that 48-hour period, you can order as many of these figures as you want. And that's also most likely owing to the fact that there's a minimum production quantity that needs to be met. And what if that production quantity is not met? Okay, they probably still have to go ahead and produce maybe, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 of these figures, maybe more, regardless of whether or not they are actual confirmed orders. They probably still have to, at the factory level, actually produce this number of units in order for the production to actually make sense. And if this made-to-order thing does not turn out to be a success, I wonder what does that mean for the future? Because like I've also covered here on the channel before, sometimes the demand for these things can actually be inflated. I mean, inflated on the part of the consumer because, the consumer makes it seem as though there's such a heavy demand for this, when in actual fact, there isn't really that many people or sufficient amounts of people out there who are willing to actually invest monetarily in a product like this, okay, or any of these products. Okay, that's why you see so much of these stocks languishing out there. Everyone's just waiting for them to actually probably be on clearance. And in a situation like this, it's like, no, okay, you got to pay the full rate for it, all right? So, will everybody still turn up? I don't know. I mean, it's like I said, sometimes if you scan, online chatter, Facebook groups, any kind of forum out there, Instagram, any social media outlet where, there's collectors and stuff like that communicating and sharing their thoughts and opinions, sometimes you just get the impression that this is like the biggest freaking toy line of all time, all right? There just simply isn't enough stocks of it on a global level to meet the demand, but that may not actually be the actual case, okay? Because sometimes, communication, like I said, it can be something that's just, overblown, all right? So when it comes down to stuff like this, this is where, everybody needs to really show up, okay? Everybody needs to really turn up for a product like this and, in order to make the made-to-order thing a success. Because I'm sure everyone's wondering as well, is this going to be the way of the future, all right? In the future, are exclusives going to be like a thing of the past because anybody can get whatever they want? Is that the way it's going to be? I think that after this, they've also announced that Wanda is the approach they're going to go with for that is to re-release it as well. But probably they may not go beyond these two figures, okay, depending on the demand. Now, I did see a lot of observations being shared out there that this sort of an initiative, to make the figures made to order will in fact bring an end to the activities of scalpers out there. Well, if you ask me personally, I don't think that's going to happen, right? I don't think anything is going to stop, scalpers. And even in a situation like this, like I said, even though it's made to order and you have a very generous period of about 48 hours to actually lock in your orders, there will still, in fact, be a lot of people out there for whatever reasons, for a variety of circumstances who would not probably be able to lock in the figure or actually purchase this item and will still probably, even if it's not right now, but probably at some point in the future actually need this figure for their collection. And by having it in this way also, having the purchase quantities be unlimited, in fact, it allows people who are in a situation to actually hoard up the figures to in fact just hoard up even more. Okay, that happens too, definitely, in any one of these situations. And there's always going to be a demand for them, probably later on down the road, especially for something like this, where, it's clear that it's never going to be at retail. It's always going to be like an online thing only. And the only way to get it, apparently, as of right now, is through these available time slots that they've provided us. That's the only way to do it. So, guys, if you need this figure, let's all turn up for it. Okay, guys, so that's the video. Now, as I mentioned, I hope that everybody gets a chance to land this figure this weekend. I'm personally really excited to see how the whole process goes like, if it's actually as stated, how this made to order period actually goes. Because there is a clause there, I think, that says that Mattel reserves the right to actually, end the whole session early or something like that. I don't know, okay? I mean, let's see how it goes. But, personally, I'm hoping that, some of the earlier exclusives that came out that some of us missed out on, like the Kolda figure gets a chance to also be re-released again. Let's see how it goes. In the meantime, drop your comments below, and I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content here. Take care out there.